The story opens on Luna Station, humanity's primary deep space monitoring facility. Commander Jake Miller sits in the quiet observation deck, watching Earth rise over the lunar horizon. The year is 2387, and humanity has been peacefully exploring the galaxy for over 2 centuries. Dr. Emma Ross, the station's lead xenobiologist, rushes into the command center with excitement. Her team has detected something extraordinary, a repeating signal from the Vega system. The signal is clearly artificial, structured, and most importantly, it contains mathematical sequences that prove intelligent origin. Captain Alex Turner, commander of the research vessel New Hope, receives orders to investigate. His crew of 50 scientists and engineers prepares for humanity's first confirmed contact with alien intelligence. The mood is celebratory. News networks across Earth broadcast the historic moment. Children in schools watch live feeds as the ship departs. The New Hope reaches the Vega system after a 3-week journey through hyperspace. They find a massive space station orbiting Vega Prime, clearly built by an advanced civilization. The aliens, who call themselves the Corvani, welcome the humans with apparent friendship. Ambassador David Kane leads the first contact team aboard the alien station. The Corvani are tall, blue-skinned beings with 4 arms and large, intelligent eyes. Their leader, High Coordinator Vex, speaks through a translation device. He expresses joy at meeting another spacefaring race. The humans share information about Earth, their technology, and their peaceful intentions. The Corvani seem fascinated by human culture, asking detailed questions about Earth's location, population, and defensive capabilities. The humans, eager to build friendship, answer openly. Captain Turner begins to feel uneasy when he notices the Corvani's questions focus heavily on military matters. When he mentions this to Ambassador Kane, the diplomat dismisses his concerns, believing the aliens are simply curious about human society. The part ends with the New Hope preparing to return to Earth with a Corvani diplomatic team, while Captain Turner secretly records a personal log expressing his growing suspicions about their new friends. 3 months after first contact, Earth celebrates Unity Day, a global holiday marking humanity's entry into galactic civilization. The Corvani diplomatic team has established an embassy in Geneva, and trade agreements are being negotiated. Admiral Lisa Grant, head of Earth's Space Defense Force, reviews intelligence reports in her office. Something troubles her about the Corvani's rapid expansion of their embassy staff. What started as a small diplomatic mission has grown to over 300 aliens, all requesting detailed tours of Earth's cities, spaceports, and defensive installations. Captain Turner, now serving as a liaison between human and Corvani forces, discovers that the aliens have been secretly scanning Earth's communication networks. When he confronts High Coordinator Vex about this, the alien claims it's necessary for proper translation services. Dr. Ross makes a disturbing discovery while studying Corvani biological samples. Hidden in their genetic code, she finds artificial modifications. These beings have been engineered for war. Their enhanced strength, reaction times, and resistance to radiation all point to a species designed for conquest. President Helen Carter calls an emergency meeting of the Global Defense Council. Admiral Grant presents evidence that the Corvani have been mapping Earth's defenses while publicly promoting peace. Satellite imagery shows Corvani ships gathering in the outer solar system, far more than needed for diplomacy. The trap springs during a formal dinner at the Corvani embassy. High Coordinator Vex reveals his true nature, explaining that the Corvani have spent centuries conquering primitive species across the galaxy. Humanity's trust and openness made them easy targets. Vex activates a hidden signal that disables Earth's orbital defense platforms. Corvani sleeper agents, disguised as diplomats, simultaneously attack key military installations across the planet. The assault is swift and brutal. Admiral Grant barely escapes the attack on Earth Defense Headquarters. As she flees through burning corridors, she receives reports of Corvani forces landing on every continent. Major cities are being bombed from orbit. Captain Turner, aboard a human patrol ship near Jupiter, watches in horror as Corvani warships emerge from hyperspace. The alien fleet numbers in the hundreds, a full invasion force that had been hiding just outside sensor range. The part ends with Earth's desperate defenders sending a single message to all human colonies. Earth has fallen. The Corvani betrayed us. Prepare for war. Earth's resistance crumbles within hours. The Corvani's superior technology and pre-planned strikes devastate human defenses. Major cities burn as alien troops march through the streets, establishing control zones. Admiral Grant leads a small group of survivors in the ruins of New York. They witness Corvani soldiers executing civilians who resist their rule. The aliens show no mercy. Men, women, and children are killed without hesitation for the slightest defiance. On Mars colony, Governor Tom Hayes receives fragmentary reports from Earth. The Colonial Defense Fleet, numbering only 30 ships, faces an impossible choice. Attempt a hopeless rescue mission or preserve humanity's survivors for a future fight. Captain Turner's patrol ship joins other surviving vessels in a desperate exodus from the inner solar system. They carry word of Earth's fate to the outer colonies and mining stations. His crew includes Dr. Ross, who managed to escape the lunar research facility. The Corvani broadcast a message to all human settlements, delivered by High Coordinator Vex. Standing amid the ruins of the United Nations building, he announces that humanity now exists to serve the Corvani Empire. Those who submit will live as slaves. Those who resist will die. The message includes horrific footage of human civilians being forced into labor camps. Children are separated from parents. Scientists and engineers are imprisoned to work on Corvani projects. The aliens show these images deliberately, hoping to break human morale. Admiral Grant's resistance cell makes contact with other survivor groups hiding in Earth cities. They learn that billions have died in the initial assault, and millions more face execution daily. The Corvani are systematically destroying human culture, burning libraries and museums. Meanwhile, news of Earth's fall spreads across the galaxy's human colonies. On distant worlds like New Terra and Haven Prime, colonial governments face the terrible reality that they are now humanity's only hope. Dr. Ross analyzes captured Corvani technology in a hidden laboratory beneath the ruins of Geneva. She discovers that the aliens' advanced weapons and shields operate on quantum frequencies that human science barely understands. The technological gap seems impossible to bridge. Captain Turner reaches the Alpha Centauri colonies with his refugee fleet. He meets with Colonial Admiral Rick Stone, commander of the Sector Defense Force. Stone reveals that other alien species have warned them about the Corvani. This empire has destroyed dozens of civilizations. The part ends with a secret meeting of surviving human military leaders. They gather in an asteroid mining station, hidden from Corvani sensors. Admiral Grant, speaking via encrypted transmission from Earth, delivers a final message. They think we're broken. They think we'll surrender. They don't understand what. They've awakened. 6 months after Earth's fall, human colonies across the galaxy transform into military production centers. Every factory, every shipyard, every resource is devoted to a single purpose: building a fleet capable of revenge. On New Terra, the largest human colony, Admiral Stone oversees the construction of humanity's new generation of warships. These vessels incorporate lessons learned from captured Corvani technology, combined with human innovations born from desperation and rage. The Colonial Assembly meets in emergency session. Representative Maria Santos from Haven Prime proposes the Phoenix Protocol, a total war doctrine that abandons all previous human military restraints. The motion passes unanimously. Humanity will fight with everything they have. Captain Turner, now promoted to admiral, leads the development of new tactics specifically designed to counter Corvani advantages. Human pilots train in simulators that recreate the horror of Earth's invasion, using their anger to fuel their determination. Dr. Ross, working with colonial scientists, makes a breakthrough in quantum shielding technology. Human ships can now withstand Corvani energy weapons long enough to close to effective firing range. More importantly, she develops weapons that can penetrate alien defenses. On Earth, Admiral Grant's resistance movement grows stronger. They've learned to hide in the planet's vast underground tunnel systems, striking Corvani supply lines and communication centers. Each small victory costs dozens of human lives, but the survivors fight on. The Corvani, confident in their victory, begin stripping Earth of its resources. They enslave human populations to mine precious metals and manufacture goods for the alien empire. High Coordinator Vex establishes his palace in the ruins of Paris, ruling over humanity's broken homeworld. Unknown to the aliens, human resistance fighters have been secretly transmitting intelligence to the colonies. They provide detailed information about Corvani troop positions, ship movements, and defensive installations on Earth. Admiral Stone receives reports from across human space. The colonies have completed construction of over 800 warships, the largest fleet in human history. Each vessel carries the names of Earth cities destroyed by the Corvani. Captain Maya Chun, Turner's former communications officer, now commands the battleship Vengeance. Her crew consists entirely of Earth refugees, survivors who watched their families die in the Corvani invasion. Their hatred burns cold and focused. The colonial fleets begin gathering at rally points throughout human space. Ships arrive from distant mining worlds, agricultural colonies, and research stations. Every human settlement contributes what they can to the Armada. Dr. Ross unveils humanity's secret weapon, quantum torpedoes that can phase through Corvani shields and detonate inside their ships. The technology is untested in large-scale combat, but early trials showed devastating effectiveness against alien defenses. Admiral Turner addresses the assembled fleet commanders via hologram. Standing before a backdrop showing Earth's burning cities, he delivers a speech that will echo through human history. They came to us with lies. They murdered our families. They enslaved our world. Today, we show them what humanity does to those who threaten our children. The part ends with the massive human armada departing their staging areas, over 1,000 ships strong. Each vessel carries soldiers, pilots, and crew members, driven by a single purpose: to reclaim Earth and make the Corvani pay for their crimes. Against humanity *, the human armada drops out of hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. 1,000 warships spread across space like an avenging angel's wings, their hulls bearing the scars of hasty construction and the names of the dead. Coordinator Vex receives reports of the approaching fleet with amusement. The Corvani have faced colonial rebellions before, desperate counterattacks by species fighting for their homeworlds. All have failed against superior alien technology and numbers. Admiral Turner, commanding from the flagship Earth's Fury, surveys the solar system through tactical displays. Corvani forces occupy every planet, asteroid station, and orbital facility. The aliens have turned humanity's own infrastructure into a fortress defending their conquest. The battle begins at Jupiter's orbit. Corvani patrol fleets engage the human vanguard, expecting easy victory. Instead, they face ships equipped with quantum shields and phase torpedoes. Alien vessels explode in brilliant flashes as human weapons penetrate their defenses. Captain Sean leads the first assault wave, her battle group punching through Corvani defensive lines with savage efficiency. The Vengeance and her sister ships ignore enemy fire, pressing forward with suicidal courage, born from absolute determination. On Earth, Admiral Grant's resistance fighters emerge from hiding as explosions light the sky above. They attack Corvani, ground installations, disrupting the aliens' coordination as the space battle rages overhead. Dr. Ross, aboard the research vessel Hope's Dawn, monitors the effectiveness of human weapons. The quantum torpedoes are devastating Corvani ships, but the aliens adapt quickly, modifying their shields to resist the new technology. The tide turns when Admiral Stone's heavy battleships engage the main Corvani fleet near Mars. These massive vessels, built from the combined resources of a dozen colonies, trade devastating broadsides with alien dreadnoughts. Ships die on both sides, but human determination proves stronger than Corvani confidence. High Coordinator Vex realizes his forces are losing. The humans fight with a ferocity that surprises him. They show no fear of death, no desire for survival beyond victory. His tactical computers cannot account for such absolute commitment. The final phase of the battle occurs in Earth orbit. Corvani defenders make their last stand around the planet they conquered, using human orbital stations as shields. Admiral Turner orders the attack anyway. Those stations can be rebuilt, but this chance for revenge may never come again. Captain Chun's ship breaks through the alien defensive line, heading directly for Vex's command vessel. The Vengeance takes massive damage, but continues its attack run. Quantum torpedoes tearing through the alien flagship's hull. As Corvani resistance collapses, human landing forces prepare to retake Earth. Admiral Grant coordinates with the orbiting fleet, guiding troops to alien strongholds where human slaves await liberation. High Coordinator Vex, his ship crippled and his fleet destroyed, sends a final transmission to the Corvani Empire. He warns his people about humanity, a species that appears weak but fights with the fury of cornered predators when threatened. The story concludes with Admiral Turner standing on the bridge of his flagship, watching human transports descend toward Earth's surface. The planet bears terrible scars from the occupation, but it belongs to humanity once again. Dr. Ross reports that surviving Corvani prisoners speak of their empire with fear now. Word of humanity's victory spreads across the galaxy. The species that seemed so easy to conquer has proven capable of terrible vengeance when provoked. Admiral Grant, emerging from the ruins of Earth's cities, looks up at the human fleet orbiting overhead. The cost of victory was enormous. Billions dead, a world devastated, and colonies transformed into military camps. But humanity endures. The final scene shows construction crews beginning to rebuild Earth cities while shipyards work around the clock to expand the human fleet. The galaxy's other species watch nervously as humanity prepares to ensure that no one will ever again mistake their peaceful nature for weakness. The story ends with a simple message broadcast across human space. Earth remembers. Earth endures. And Earth will never again be caught unprepared.